Hello everyone, my name is Stephen Langley, and I am going to right now show you the Whirlwind mechanic from Spyro. This is actually a video from Crystal Blazer comparing the, the, the animation, the condition of the animation from the old original one to the new one. I'm actually using it to show the Whirlwind mechanic actually. So as you can see, let's go ahead and start. As the character walks up, he is picked up into the air to a height that's way, way, way high up. So that way, as soon as he gets to the top, he flies into another type of level. So basically, this whirlwind is made to get the player to heights that he could not reach before. The player stands about a good 1 meter tall. In Unreal units, I noticed that the usual character that we get to mess with is about 2 meters high. So Spyro and our character is about half that, so it's about 1 meter high. They can jump. Spyro can jump about one meter in the air, so basically as high as he is. Spyro can also glide. So with this in mind, the creators decided to make something that coincides with Spyro being able to fly, use his glide, and also getting him to traverse to other areas in the level and higher areas in the level. So when it's as you can tell, the whirlwind is noted by pixels revolving around in a motion, and when the player jumps into it, Spyro is turned around, picked up into the air and to a certain height, and notice how his revolving stops at the very top to go into the direction that he needs to go in and glide in, so that way he can reach the higher area of the level. So looking at that, I actually took some inspiration from this, and I created a different type of mechanic. While it is a whirlwind mechanic, it is a wind tunnel mechanic. As you can see, our character is about the same height as Spyro. He can walk up to this orb, he picks it up, he goes over to the altar and drops the orb onto the altar, hits it with lightning, and the wind tunnel appears. Now, this wind tunnel is, of course, as you can tell, it has its pixels, and I wanted to give more of a noticeable tunnel that the player can go up in, so I gave it the green. Now, as you can tell, if you go into the wind tunnel, you will go up, just like Spyro, and you also get a nice little wind sound effect. Now, the player can't, it does not turn the player around. I wanted to make the player have to control it. As you can tell, it's a little harder to stay in. And if the player messes up, does not make it. So, with this in mind, let's look a little bit at the blueprint code. So we'll go out of here. Now, in here, I started out with the magical lightning orb. Once the lightning orb is hit with lightning, it changes the material instance to glow yellow. It gets all the actors that are inside the level of a wind tunnel, gets the array that it is, and it sets it to active. Now, the reason I did that is because there are multiple wind tunnels in this area. That's the first one I just showed you. This is the second one. Just like Spyro, I was able to change the height. Now, changing that height, uh, you can change the tunnel all you want, but once you step in the tunnel, it will not work unless you have a wind position. I used this code from Derek Marinowski's tutorial, and he kind of used the same way. So what he did was he brought an actor in, claimed that as the wind position, made it instance editable into the wind tunnel itself, so that way you could tell which wind position it was. I played the sound at the location. After you tell that it is active, as you remember in the lightning orb, set it to is active. Come in here. Once it's active and it's true, sets the material, sets the visibility of the particles, um, lets it know whether or not the player is here. If the player is here and it's a true character and it's valid, it gets that win position. That win position, like I said, is instance editable, so you can drag any actor in, make it the height of where you want the player to go on the target, so the player, when he enters, he goes to that. I also gave it a wind force, which changes the speed of it. So notice whenever the player stepped in, he went up at a certain. I can change that speed by making it instance edit. So doing that and giving it a way to the orb a way to show which type of array it is, I'm able to create two different ones. And when the player activates this one will not activate unless that orb, this specific orb, is placed in onto this altar and then hit with the lightning to make this actually work and appear with all the bells and whistles that I put in. So with that in mind, I really hope you guys liked it. As you can tell, this is how you set the character, where you're going with it. Like I said, I took a lot from Derek. I did not want it to move in and out because um, I just didn't want that to happen right now. The way I'm using it is for him to kind of get up to levels. I wanted to make it hard enough. I might change that later. I'm not too sure yet. I did not want to disable the character's movement like in Spyro, how he cannot move until he gets to the top. I did not want that. I wanted to provide the challenge to the player of trying to walk through the wind tunnel and trying to make sure he stays in. Because if he falls, he will hit these little damage kill volumes that makes him reset down here at this target. So I hope you guys liked it, and thank you for paying attention.